Kristen, has it been hard this week to, kind of avoid reading too much coverage of the Duke game and getting kind of sucked back into all the negative feelings from that game?
Not for me. No, I haven't read any coverage or anything like that. Just been staying with my team, coaching staff, keeping a tight circle, and staying together.
Has that been like a conscious effort from you guys this week to try and do that?
I don't know about everyone else, but I know I can't speak for everyone else, and I said we just want to put it behind us and move on to the next game.
You confident you guys could do that? I mean, you've done it before, but it hadn't been like that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a big game. It was a good opportunity to beat Duke, but at the end of the day, it was just going to count for one conference win, just like it will if we beat Clemson.
Kristen, you guys practiced yesterday, correct?
Yes, sir.
How was the mentality? How were you guys yesterday in that practice?
It was great. I mean, guys came ready to work. We competed and learning from our mistakes.
How do you, in practice, Kristen, how do you work on ball handling? That's been a problem, not you personally, but the team, because it's been a problem in the last two games. How do you work on that in practice against each other?
Coach Mack has a series of drills we do, just toughness drills, ball handling drills that we've done since he's first got here. We just continue to focus on it and make more of a conscientious effort.
Did you guys as a team watch any video of that game, or did he just say that's it, move on, we're not going to look at this?
No, we talked about it. We didn't watch video of the team.
You talked about it but did not watch video?
Right.
Is that unusual, not to watch video of the previous game?
Usually we do, but we were off the next day after the Duke game, so we came back 2 days before. We always started prepping for the next game.
As far as cleaning things up or moving on, has the focus been the last 10 minutes of that game, or maybe how you guys make the first 30 minutes more consistent?
Yeah, obviously been the last 10 minutes. I mean, we made some mental errors and mistakes that same ones we made in the Florida State game. So we're just looking at both of those games, trying to learn from our mistakes and, like you said, trying to turn that first 30 minutes into a full 40.
Is there a common theme in that last 10 minutes, Kristen? Because you guys have faced teams that pressure you before and have handled it fine until these last two games.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened in these last two games. I don't really know, but we're not going to be blind to the fact that we haven't closed well in the last two games, and it's cost us 2 conference wins. So we're going to learn from it and fix it, just like early in the season when we couldn't guard the ball, we fixed that problem. I mean, that's just what a season does. It has different challenges throughout the year. So this is the one that's on our plate right now.
In terms of the mood right now, would you say guys are mad about these 2 games, or still just kind of even killed?
I mean, guys are angry about dropping 2 games, but at the same time, we're looking forward to Clemson and we're ready to play again and get that bad taste out of our mouth. I don't think it's something that's going to plague our team.
On the last possession, the shot you took, what was supposed to happen on that possession? Or was there? I mean, I don't think there was a timeout. I don't remember.
There was a timeout before. Coach Carey called a timeout, but
Yeah.
I know we were just trying to get a good look, looking for Ryan or Jordan or myself, and I got a good look. Just got to knock it down next time. It's a good shot.
You think it had a chance to go in when it left you?
Yeah, I thought it was going in, but I usually think they all going in.
Goldwire was on. I mean, Goldwire made a good lunge, actually.
Yeah, he played good defense, but I still got to my spot. Making the shot, I made it before. Just didn't go in that time.
Even if Clemson were to try and do what Florida State and Duke did with their pressure, are they as equipped to do that? I mean, FSU and Duke are both really long, athletic, and it might be easy to say, well, everybody's going to do that, but I don't know if everybody can.
Right. Obviously, it's not very many teams with the length and athleticism in Florida State, but I'm sure Clemson will try to pressure us. I mean, if they watch the film of the last 2 games, I would try to do it if I was the opposite coach, but you know, I'm confident my team will be ready. We'll handle pressure like somebody said earlier. We handled it earlier in the year fine, and these last 2 games kind of got away from it, but I don't, you know, I think we'll be fine going forward.
Anything else? Yes. Thank you.
And with them, I guess, at practice, Chris, how you feel they responded?
Great. Great. Thought our guys were really good yesterday, and looking forward to tomorrow.
How about you? How have you been?
Resilient. I'm good.
Kristen said you guys talked about the game, didn't necessarily watch some film. What did that talk focus on specifically?
You know, maybe why the result happened. You know, it was replayed 1,000 times, so it was like, you know, for us to go play by play and inflict more hurt to our guys, that was the decision I made as a coach. It's unusual. You know, sometimes you watch tape from the game before, like we did after we lost to Florida State, and then sometimes you make the decision not to. Could be a big win, could be a loss, but I just felt like there were some other important things to talk about, not necessarily you know, show them on tape.
Did you watch it yourself?
I watched it multiple times. Yeah.
Oh, good. And watching it, what was going through your mind? What were your impressions?
Well, the first thing I tell you is like, my job is to take full ownership of how our team played in the last 10 minutes, last really 6.5 minutes. And, you know, as hard as that was to swallow, you know, our team lost confidence in the moment. And my teams generally haven't been that way. But, you know, it's my job to figure out, you know, why. And I think confidence comes from preparation, having been in those situations before, you know, whether it's zone press, whether it's the zone, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, you know, being in those moments before and recognizing, you know, how to get yourself out of it. And so we didn't prepare with some of the things that Duke brought to the fight in the last 6 minutes because they had never shown it on tape. And, you know, I beat myself up for that. You know, what they had shown on tape, you know, the entire year, we dismantled for 34 minutes. And so it was tough to swallow because everything that they had showed on tape, they didn't have one answer for when we played. Now, what they didn't show on tape, I didn't have an answer for our guys. And it was part spacing, but it was a big part of having confidence in that moment. And that's where I told our team, you know, I failed them as the coach, but I'll be better the next time. And they'll be better the next time. And you know, in life, I think sometimes, you know, people only want to talk about like who wins championships and all that stuff. But I think a lot of times those people are made through setbacks. And that's what I tried to explain after the game. Just because of what I went through as a college player, 3 ACLs, and just dealt a lot of personal setbacks in athletics. And if you're going to be at this level, you're going to have some really, really tough moments. And I think those moments can really define you individually and really define our team. And I use the illustration of my last 3 teams at Xavier to them. I told them in 15-16, our 2-seed team beat Villanova by 15 when they were number 1 in the country and eventually won the national championship. We just skipped along until we didn't, and we lost to Wisconsin. And we were a wreck, one of the hardest locker rooms I've ever been in. Last year we were 1 seed, and everybody, you know, followed our story or knows our story, how we lost to Florida State. But what they don't know is that we were down 17 to East Tennessee State with 6 minutes left in the game, and we made the same type of comeback that Duke made the other day. We were also down 4 points to Georgetown with 20 seconds left and hit a 4-point play. We had never been through anything. Everything was good times until it wasn't against Florida State. And the team that was sandwiched in between was a team that lost 6 games in a row, some heartbreaking locker rooms, some tough moments. And when we were in the Sweet 16 against Arizona, and we were down 9 going into the last 4-minute war, there was zero panic because our guys had been in those moments. We had been hardened by them. And there were some tough moments that we had gone through, and our team was better because of it. It's really hard to see that in the moment in time right now, but I'm going to say it again. I really believe that champions and people are made through the tough setbacks they experience in their life. And, yeah.
CeCe said the guys are angry. Could you sense that they do have this bad taste in their mouths?
Hell, I don't know how you could. I mean, I already know that feeling's going to be there. We all felt that. But the response is the most important thing. And I just wanted to very clearly make sure that there's no like, well, you should have done this. Like, we're all together. I made mistakes. They certainly made mistakes. There were also some things that, through a comedy of errors, we missed 3 front ends of one-on-ones. When we did execute, we got 3 wide open shots by our 2 best 3-point shooters that maybe changed the game. So it was everything. And for us, it's about understanding it, swallowing it, taking ownership of it, and being better because of it.
Chris, you kind of mentioned that you liked the response from your guys yesterday in practice, but to truly know how they'll handle it, do they need to do it in a game situation with the lights on?
Well, we've done that all year. I mean, you have to understand, like, go back to Tallahassee. That was a tough locker room. Tough. Nobody had the 23-point comeback by Duke in their minds at that moment. Like, all we knew was we blew a 10-point lead, and, our point guard fell down, lost the ball, the whole deal. And I know what our response was on Tuesday. So we're in a brutal league. We have to be able to look forward. I think our players understand that. It's got to manifest itself in games, but I'm really confident in my group.
You guys have handled pressure really, if you go beyond these last 2 games, a lot of times during the course of the season. Do you anticipate, though, that teams will try to figure out the blueprint?
I don't think teams will go out of their way to change their identity because, we had some bad moments in a few games. If they do, they probably won't be very good at it. I told our team, the other day, we were at Carolina, and Carolina started to play like chickens with their heads cut off defensively. In the last 6 minutes, they were doubling and trapping everything. And, by and large, we got the ball where we needed to. Jordan Moore hits a wide open 3 in the corner. CeCe goes right down the lane, lays it in. We just needed a little bit more poise in those moments, like we've shown in other games, to come away with the win. And we didn't do that, and so, hats off to Duke. Maybe we'll play them again.
From what you've seen from Clemson's defense, what is their identity? Does it seem like they're likely to change that to, like you said, to kind of try frustrating you?
You'd have to ask Brad that. They're not a very deep team, but neither is Duke. So, who knows? Like I said before, our confidence comes through preparation, and I'm going to prepare, in ways that I should have done better the last time.
Did you feel like for the first 30 minutes that was as well as you guys played all year? And what in particular did you like about your team?
It's funny because, I think if you hear other people, it's the worst 30 minutes Duke's ever played. So I don't know what's I really don't know what's reality. It's like I said, what they showed on tape, I thought we dismantled it. And I didn't think we did it with smoke and mirrors. They didn't shoot the ball well. We kept them in front. We kept them off the glass, and we ran every set play that we wanted. But we got to do that for 40 minutes. That was as well as we've played, I think, all year. Yeah.
But to bounce off that, was there a point where you had to turn the TV off or get off Twitter, because of everything from that game?
I'm weird. That stuff does not bother me. I mean, it might bother me like right when they say it, but like literally, so many people say so much stuff now. It's just noise, you know, like not really.
You blamed yourself, Chris, but how, and you mentioned that Duke had never used 2-2-1 or maybe even the 2-3, I don't know. How could you anticipate that? I mean,
Well, I mean, you know, you go as a coach, you sort of plan, you know, your practice segments of what you want to do, and so, you know, you have to prioritize things. And you know, some coaches will practice for 3.5 hours. You know, Kenny will tell you we're on the floor 90 minutes, never more than 2 hours. And you know, I just felt like it was so much more important to work on not giving up second shots. You know, being able to handle being denied man-to-man, being able to catch it in our spots and our set plays, being able to execute against their man. And so, you know, very far down the totem pole was zone offense. And, you know, like I said before, I think we played like on Monday after Virginia Tech, took off Tuesday, and then we didn't play till Saturday. And I had said to one of you guys about how we used that Wednesday. It was sort of like an oil change. We just worked on us. So even though I knew that whoever we played after Virginia Tech, Florida State wasn't going to do such and such, we were still going to work on every facet of who we need to be at Louisville. We didn't have that luxury with you know, the turnaround, but it's still not an excuse.
Anything else, guys? Thank you.
Definitely.